Good afternoon. My name is Putra Maru. Today I would like to present my presentation titled What is Adaptation? Within the presentation, I will be explaining what is adaptation and its forms and how it different in the way of one adapts the original media into another different form. Now, what is adaptation? An adaptation is a process by which a story of entertainment is transformed into another story with a different form and changes. These stories and lessons have been repeated again and again, yet at present they have found a place within our culture as entertainment. Now, in an adaptation, there are three different forms of narration: telling, showing, and interacting. Each medium has its own strength and weaknesses, and when changed into different media, it could cause entanglement in the medium's own specification. Every medium includes and involves forms such as music, movement, tone, speech, imaginary, writing, and communicative ability to its own form. Now, how do we determine which of the forms or modes that we could use to adapt a medium? Like it mentioned before, each medium has its own merits and qualities, to which could be used as an advantage to choose from. Now, we arrive in the modes of each adaptation. The first one, telling and showing. This adaptation is a form of adaptation from telling to showing mode, or from a print to a performance. Examples are novelization, which is a process of adapting story from a novel or short story into a film or a TV series. And then filmization, which is a process of taking the story from a film and turning it into a novel. Then we have showing with showing. These modes uses the medium that already been adapted into a performance medium into another performative media. In contrast of this novel takes time to describe the setup of the film in a much descriptive way, unlike film that does it immediately. And lastly, we got interacting with showing and telling modes. This form is between the telling and showing with a certain shift level ability within the plot, and the type to make the reader or the audience as part of the plot of the medium. The situation and the sense of coherence tend to depend with the the audience creating a condition that is not just imaginative but also impacted and direct to the plot. Now we have learned about the modes and definition of adaptation, but in adaptation there is an adapter. What is an adapter? Adapter is the person who is in charge, the one who wants to adapt the original material of a certain media into a new form and interpretation. Adapters oftentimes can be the same person who originally create the first media, but oftentimes they are different people. And in this stage of work, performers and actors are the ones who gives material existence in the adaptation. But why? Why would someone want to change or adapt an original medium? Well, there are four reasons. First reason is money, or the possible profit they could gain from doing an adaptation. Uh, and most of these adaptations are popular works oftentimes. The allure of economic margin is enough to gain the attention of ambitious creator. Number two, legal constraints. Oftentimes, original creator faces legal actions against their own works. This led to less popularity and profit. And by doing an adaptation, there is a chance for them to get over the legal problem for their own creation. And the third one is culture. That plays a certain role as to why one wants to adapt an original work. Each year, humans must find a way to keep themselves entertained, and adaptation could be one of the solutions for that. And lastly, it's personal motives. Oftentimes than not, adapters has an ambitious goals to reach, not only for fame or legality, but also for their own pride in the works they do. Okay, lastly, I provided two different works in this presentation. These two are Jurassic Park, the book, and the film. The book was written by Michael Crichton and published in November 20, 1990 as a thriller science fiction book. And seeing this massive success that the book received, 3 years later it was adapted into a film by Steven Spielberg. Despite the difference, it is still a success. Both are different. One is a novel and the other is a film. It shows how adaptation could provide success for both works. Thank you for your attention and participation. I hope this presentation helps you understand more about adaptation that happens every year and now and then. And once again, thank you. And if there was any mistake that I made during presentation, I apologize profusely. Thank you and good afternoon.